The limited palette challenge has been an artist's tradition for decades at this point, but if you've never heard of it before, all it is making an art piece with nothing but a small amount of colors and nothing else. I've always liked doing limited palette challenges, ironically because it always makes the coloring process simpler for me. Today I'll be showing you how I go through the process of tackling the limited palette challenge so that you can do it for yourself as well. So the trick with a limited palette challenge is you need to not focus necessarily on the colors, you're focusing on the values. And in this case, we have something with, you have to identify what has your lightest value and what has your darkest value. And then you essentially organize them in your head based on that, right? So you organize them from like darkest to lightest value in your brain, and you're like, okay, so instead of thinking of these as like, this is two different turquoises, two different pinks, and a yellow, I'm looking at it instead like this, right? This is my darkest gray, and then these two grays are pretty similar, but this is my second darkest gray, and then third darkest gray, fourth, and then second lightest, and then lightest, right? So that is what I'm thinking of instead. So and then that way we create something that kind of feels cohesive and comprehensive. I always find picking 5 colors is a good amount. It's not too many, it's not too little. Now, the first thing to note about the limited palette challenge is that it's actually less about the colors you pick and more about the combination of values that you go with. All this challenge is a value study with a prettier bow put on top of it. Value studies are a pretty common artist exercise where they'll take a movie screenshot or a photo and work with 3 to 5 values with no blending. Some more intense artists will only work with 2. This forces them to learn how to organize and simplify values while still allowing forms to be identifiable. A less is more approach, if you will. Lonnie is short for Ethelon, those who know that person. Ethelon is a doll YouTuber. She's named after her because Lonnie is meant to look like a doll. So like she has very doll-esque proportions, very long and thin. All of her joints are shown, stuff like that. She's meant to look like a porcelain doll, but she's a Warforged, and so technically she's a robot. She's just a robot that happens to look like a doll. And that's how she was built. Long necky, yeah. She's a very long neck. Her proportions are specifically based on Popovi sister VJDs. If you want to look it up, they're really fun. I like them a lot. It's one of those things where, like, if I draw out like her full body proportions, the way that she's meant to sort of look is like dolls have very purposefully exaggerated body parts and limbs and stuff like that. And realistically, if we analyze them like crazy, we're like, oh, that's not very realistic. That doesn't look great. But if you don't really think about it that much, it doesn't look that bad, because you're not really thinking about that. Like, her proportions are kind of like this. I will say limited color, this palette challenge does not help with color. It helps with value. It's one of those things where it's like, the colors that you pick don't necessarily matter. It's how you work with them. And in this case, I'm trying to focus on values more than I am trying to focus on the colors themselves, which is why in the end, it didn't matter which colors you guys picked because all of them had the same value structure. I'm sorry, I lied to every single one of you. I picked palettes that had the same value structure, and that was what mattered the most. 3 colors isn't that bad. Here's the thing with the 3 color limited palette challenge, right? You have to do that in post-secondary, except they're all grays. Especially if you're in some kind of industry art, one of very common exercise that your profs will probably get you to do is like, okay, you're gonna like do a screenshot study, but you're gonna have to redraw this using only 3 grays. 1 light gray, 1 mid-toned gray, and 1 dark gray. And that's it. And that's what you have to do. And that's like a very, very common exercise that most people have to do in post-secondary at least once. And it's not that bad. Honestly, it's a way for you to be able to understand how important values are and like how important it is to not rely on color and not rely on the fact that you have the whole like rainbow at your fingertips, and instead look at color instead as a bunch of values. The thing with Ethelon specifically, her colors are very like, she is meant to kind of look like a doll that came straight out of the factory. No paint, nothing. Like, she's meant to kind of look like a doll that hasn't been painted yet. I like to pick my palettes so that they have a very clear dark value, a very clear light value, and 3 mid-tone values in between. You can have the palette be overall darker or overall lighter, but you want a good amount of contrast between each value so that each form remains distinguishable from one another. You can see with all the palettes in the poll, all of them have that same kind of organization. In the palette that was chosen for stream via the poll, that that deep teal is my darkest value. My lightest value by just a smidge is that pale yellow. It's really close with that other pink there. And all my mid-tones are the other pinks and light blue that are in between. I also didn't allow myself to blend, only use halftones because I like that added bit of texture and challenge. It's like you could argue that halftones are are blending, but it's more of an illusion than actual blending. I'm gonna do the same thing with the bottom lip here because I don't want this pink to be too intense for the bottom lip, but then the upper lip is gonna be more intense. Now some of these inner lines I want to be a little bit different, so I'm gonna color them just to give some difference in her visually. So then this feels like skin, and then the hair, we're gonna use a different thing. The hair, we're gonna use some of this magic. And then it feels a little bit different here instead. See? And now it looks a little bit snowy. Isn't that fun? And these inner lines don't feel as crazy. And again, I can even do like a fun thing where it's like it's almost a gradient. Again, because of halftones. So I can do that instead. And they almost look like striped lines. Let me just do some like fun things. We'll just do some of like, yippee. Actually, I don't know. I'll just... This is number 1. Cool. If you're not too sure what palettes you'll use for yours, you can download my top 5 color palettes that I like to use, as well as those demos, link in the description. Let's run it again. 2. Yippee! What's her personality? She's very sweet. She's the kind of like person who's just really excited to be here. Like she hasn't done a lot, so she's like, I want to try new things all the time. It's like, oh, let's go to this place. It's like, it's just a junkyard. Yeah, but I've never been to one of those before, so like, I want to do that. She's very bubbly. She wants to try and be nice to people. She's just a very kind of excited person. It's very fun to draw. It's just complicated is all. It is just fairly complicated. If you are doing it intentionally, I'm like, that is the one thing that I'm very grateful to D&D for, is that D&D, like, kicked my same face syndrome in the butt. Like, it was suddenly like, I needed to learn how to do so many different proportions and so many different kinds of faces that it suddenly became impossible to have 2 people look exactly the same. This is what Lonnie looks like, right? If I show you what Ethelon looks like, right? This is what she looks like. I am designing another character right now. Their name is Jar. And like, you can tell like the difference in like, you are not drawing the same person twice. How do you pick the colors for the limited palette? I went to color.adobe.com and then I scrolled. And I just went through and I went to view, I went to all, and I was like, which one of these looks good? But I usually picked them in a way where they had a high amount of contrast. So this was another palette I was thinking of. I was like, I need something that's really light, really dark, and then like 3 hues that are in between. So I was like, okay, that's pretty good. But I'm like, I didn't want too many monochromatic ones. We just did a stream on Chevrolet's rule of color interaction, I believe, but we have past videos of actual color palettes. Have you ever played a game so bad you left midway? Like D&D? No. Because I like only play with my friends. And my friends are always the DMs, and my friends are very creative, and they create some of the coolest things ever. So I've never been to that. Like the campaign that I'm in with Korn, those monsters are undefeated. She's meant to be a little bit uncanny. I get that kind of energy of like, yeah, it's like, I mean, her proportions are a little weird, but she's like a doll. It's that kind of like unrealistic body proportion that she's meant to be modeled after. She is meant to look unattainable. Like she is built to look like you could never be her. I'm just gonna do some blush on the cheeks in the pink. Get rid of the hair here. Don't want that selected. Cute. Do we like the gradient? Yes or no? What if I made it into like clouds? If I made it like kind of puffy like that. Oh, that's actually kind of cute. Do we like this, or do we think it's too much? I'm just trying to see if I can like add other texture, like a Tumblr background. This is giving Tumblr edit. You know what? I like it. We're gonna do some effects too. Let's copy this. We're gonna go filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Watch this. We're gonna have that real blurred out. We're gonna lower that opacity, and it gives us that kind of nice dreamy effect. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Yippee! It feels like a Sailor Moon edit. If you want to watch the full live stream process, be sure to check the link in the description below. We'll do one more. We'll actually do Corn, because Corn doesn't fit within this palette that much, so we're actually gonna have to work in a funkier way. Corn is a black dragonborn, so obviously I can't use like some of the lighter colors for him, because it just doesn't make sense. we are going to work subtractively with Corn. And what that means is I'm actually going to like color him in completely, and then we're gonna work backwards. So Corn specifically, I need to use the darkest value for all of him. So he's getting like this, and then I'm going to work subtractively, where I'm just going to carve out parts of his body using lighter values. And I've drawn Corn so many times that I can just do this without the sketch. Probably. That's gonna be a challenge too. We're gonna see how well I can do this without the sketch to guide me as well. Corn grabbing the camera and telling Jessie how to make this harder for herself. This is just a Corn jump scare. Corn would like show up and be like, "What are you looking at?" And then be like, you'd try to, "Why are you looking off into the distance? Nothing's there." You know? I'm not confident in Lonnie's voice, but I am confident in Corn's voice. I can do his off the top of my head easily. What's the personality of Corn if you can describe it? Corn is a little boy. Corn is boisterous, he's athletic, he's not the smartest, he does his best though. He's kind, he just tries, he likes going on adventures. He's kind of new to a lot of things, so he's sort of just also trying things out. Loves to eat. Bro is a fiend for consumption. Yeah, he's very sweet. He's not the smartest. One of my favorite lines that I've ever done as Corn, we went to like a steakhouse in campaign. Like we went to like a really fancy restaurant, and Corn's dad is a chef. Pierce is a chef. So Pierce was like, "Hey, just make sure that you don't order your steak as well done." And Corn was like, "But I want it well done. Why wouldn't I ask for it to be well done?" Like, what? He doesn't know, right? Woo! I kicked my tablet. That's my bad, y'all. No, that was funny. I like that one. Why'd you name him Corn? I had a vision in my brain, and they were like, "You're gonna name him Corn." I was, the voices that be told me that I was gonna name him Corn, and I'm like, "Why?" And they're like, "His last name's gonna be Chip too." And I was like, "Why?" And the voices that be told me it's because I'm gonna base his design off of the meme that goes, "I would sell your soul for one corn chip." So Corn's entire design is based off of a magpie. This is not a joke. That is a genuine answer. Love this Corn pose. No, he's silly. Corn is silly. There he is. Yippee hooray! And you see the difference between working with like the different like echelon ones where it's very line art heavy versus Corn, who is, you know, a very dark value. So I kind of just have to work backwards by comparison to Lonnie, where I can work the more traditional way of going like, okay, this is the darkest one, so I can just use that as the outline, right? I don't have that choice with Corn because all the rest of the hues are very, very light. So I'm like, okay, how can I work with this instead? We're gonna work backwards. We're gonna have the darkest value be our main color, and then we're gonna work almost linelessly in a way. Right? And then even with the sketch, I did it pretty good without looking at the sketch, huh? I draw Corn so much. Didn't need the sketch at all. Let's just add a little bit of funkiness to the background here. If you're not too sure what palettes you'll use for yours, you can download my top 5 color palettes that I like to use, as well as those demos, link in the description. Let's do the little clouds again, because I kind of like that. That was fun. The fact that I was able to do 3 pieces in one stream probably tells you how simple these kinds of challenges are for me. But if you're not great with value organization, I encourage you to try it out for yourself and give yourself value studies that are a little more fun than just the stuff you do in black and white. Here's a couple other videos you can check out next.